Police say a 19-year-old would pose as a buyer or seller on Facebook Marketplace to then rob victims of items like phones and tablets. Yo, I kid you not. Let me actually read this again. Rob victims, a 19-year-old, on Facebook Marketplace. I sold on Facebook Marketplace back then, and I wanted to create a video just discussing it. But by the way, I was also scammed by a buyer. Yo, not us. I was a seller. I was scammed by a buyer, and I'm gonna discuss that. Just tell you in a second. But let me actually play this. It's just 1 minute 25. Yeah, not too long.
Holiday shoppers to be on the lookout, especially if you use platforms, things like Facebook Marketplace.
Police are investigating a pattern of victims being robbed when they meet up to buy or sell items. Today, they named a suspect accused in at least 4 cases. Our Lily Zhang is in Northeast D.C. tracking the details on this story. Lily.
Yeah, guys, a suspect named by police today is 19-year-old Elijah Porter. Police said he would meet people near where we're standing now. This is the 1300 block of Orange Street in Northeast D.C.
Hold on.
Now, here's what...
Hold on. I can see this clearly. Why is it so dark? By the way, I'm close to DC, all right? So this is like, wow, this is happening in the neighborhood. I mean, I have a bear and deer. So I'm in the wood, man, in the bunker. But should, man. Who would go in such a secluded place for meetups? I'm going to give you my 2 cents. Just let's hold to this, okay? I'm just trying to look at this. It's so dark. Like, it's like a main street. There are barely people.
they said would happen. Police basically said that Porter sometimes posed as a buyer, other times as a seller.
Oh.
But in all 4 cases authorities highlighted today, the victims he met up with would be allegedly robbed of things like phones and tablets. A commander of DC police says, unfortunately, these kinds of robberies stemming from online sales typically increase around the holidays. But this is why he says you should meet at a safe exchange place, like a police station.
You're never
Police station, really?
going to know until you get to the last part, which is where do you want to meet, and then you say the 5th district, the 1st district, the 6th district, and they're like, no way, then you kind of probably need to move on.
Now, we do know that Porter has been charged. It is unclear if he has an attorney at this point, guys, but we do know that he does have a few hearings coming up.
I mean, that's a felony. Hold on. I have a few things I want to say, okay? By the way, I actually sold on Marketplace, not just like as a seller, professional. I have very decent rating. Man, if I told you about my experience with at least 3 crazy experience with 3 different ladies. Whoa, man. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to tell you right now. Let's actually discuss this. Okay? So, first of all, let me see. Yeah, I have to tell you this. I used to sell, and that was also during the Christmas time. Yeah. My best day was $600 when I sold the trees. Literally. It was like kind of drop shipping, but locally. Hear this out, okay? Hear me out. So, but my question is, first of all, how does he jack phones, like iPhones and tablets? Okay, I get it, but so you can sell iPhones, you can track them back, like, okay, because these were like old school stuff. When, you know, back in the days, people sell this in black market, I get it. But now when you think about it, people still steal iPhones because you can't sell them. You have to break them apart in pieces and maybe sell those things. I don't know what they do. I mean, who's going to buy your stolen iPhone on eBay? What's this guy's plan? I don't know about that, man. It's kind of weird that he was stealing iPhone and tablets, but that shows how far somebody would go. And that's 19-year-old kid, man. So I exactly see what he did. He just fakes on, but ironically, once you do it once, maybe he has multiple accounts because it's not possible. You do it once, the guy is going to report you on Facebook and they're going to shut you down. So he probably has multiple accounts and poses as whatever, right? Okay. Keeping that aside, let me tell you 3 experiences. Oh my God. I literally got scammed by a lady. My worst experience, there were several of, I don't remember all of them. I mean, I can explain that. But 3 out of them all, because I got robbed, literally. One was the scam. Let me actually tell you the scam. And the second one, most buyers are actually scared that if this item is real or not. So sometimes, and one of the buyers actually came and she asked me, hey, could you just open the box a little bit because I want to see if it's real or if there's stone. I'm like, really? But yeah, I've actually had an experience where somebody outside Walmart like gave me a bunch of stones in the box. People actually buy stones. I mean, I feel bad. These dudes literally get robbed outside Walmart or Lowe's. Like those are the meetup spots for them. So I'm like, wow. And they actually tell them, hey, I'm going to sell this, but they end up buying rocks. So that was my first experience thinking, okay, I didn't know this exists. So I opened the box. She saw it. She was like, yeah, that's cool. And then I realized, okay, the ratings help on Facebook. So yeah, I have a decent rating. Somebody ruined it because that's another story. Now, second one, let me tell you, the real scam, okay? This lady, she came in a car. She didn't even get out of the car. Usually we get out of the car, and the safest, so-called safest, is a gas station. So that's the closest gas station. Sometimes they would ask me, and I'm okay with it because, it depends on your street skills, how you can handle the situation. For me, I wouldn't mind dealing with somebody to some extent because of the item wasn't that whatever, right? So anyways, I didn't get robbed or whatsoever, just letting you know. But the safest so-called, yeah, police station, but then you could also do gas stations, which are really like, well, not popular, but populated, like always going back and forth. There are a lot of people. What else is there? Yeah, that's about it. Let me tell you the scam. Oh my goodness, man. This lady comes, right? And I sold her 2 trees, basically. Christmas trees. It was like medium size. So she comes, drives, and she was in a hurry. She was in a rush. She comes, she doesn't want to get out of the car. Usually if we get out, I, take the money. Sometimes, mostly it's cash. Take the money. I give the item to them, right? So this time, rare. She just sits in the the car. She tells me, hey, is it all good? I'm like, yeah. Could you load it in the car, like my back? I'm like, sure. So I open the car, I put it in back. She just gives me like, this is how she held the cash, right? So she's like, yeah, hey, thanks. And I took it, right? She just, by the time I was opening and I was started counting, because it was supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be $70 or something, right? She just rushes and she was right there near the light, okay? I started saying, I'm like, hold on. She just gave me like $20. She just didn't give me $50, like more. I probably lost like $20, like because of the cost. But yeah, because of only the cost, it was I wasn't profitable. I thought I would even out. But I got robbed. She literally robbed me. A buyer robbed me? Like, dude. And yeah, I couldn't find her on Seller anymore. She disappeared. Dude, this is ridiculous. And then another one. This is not exactly a scam. This was one of the worst thing ever. I forgot to remove the tag from the Christmas tree. So it said the original price was right there. Hey, listen, this is how market thing works. The demand of the trees were so high. So I had quite a bunch of them and it was out of sale. So obviously when the demand goes up, you profit by increasing the price by $10, $20, right? So I sold and I was the only one who had it. All right. So this lady came over. She actually had her husband. She was African, not an African American. Maybe she just an immigrant. All right. And I have to tell you all this thing because it matters when it comes to cash and this and that. Yeah, it does. It depends on how you see it. All right. So obviously she was very like careful. First of all, it was during the Sierra. I was wearing a mask. She was wearing a mask and she was looking like this. I kind of freaked out because I'm like, yeah, I'm just a seller, man. I'm just here to sell some trees, man. I'm kind of freaking out. Her husband was in the front car, like the front seat. She had a SUV, a big van, and then she had 2 kids. They were kids. So she was looking at it. She was like, okay, so where did you get it? I'm like, I'm a seller. I do this and I had this couple of left and that's about it. This guy, kid, this is the first time I forgot to remove the tag. Usually I have the tag open. Everything's like polished and it's presented nice and well, And I wasn't here scamming or anything. This is how it is. This is how the market works, right? Amazon, everything works like that. Arbitrage. She literally, oh my goodness, man. If I loaded the thing, she was like looking at me, investigating me, like something's wrong with me. I'm like, I kid you not. I was like, are you okay? Everything's cool. I feel not happy. I'm not like Robin. I'm like, see everything, you good? Then yeah. Because if you're not happy, I'm not taking your money, right? She's cool. I take the money. I go home. She goes home. Immediately she sends me a message on Facebook. I'm going to report you. This is only this much. I don't know how much of a dollar was that. Like $30 or something. It was just up by $20, right? I'm going to, what? I'm going to report you to Facebook for scamming me, this and that. I said, listen, this is not a scam. This is sales. And if you want, I'll refund the money. How about that? I'll give you the difference. She gave me her PayPal. I sent her the money. Believe it or not, I sent her the money. Now the problem is she's not accepting the money. Whose fault is it? She doesn't know how to use PayPal. She gave me her PayPal address. I sent her the money. Now she needs to accept the money. She hasn't even attached her email to the PayPal. Now that's my fault. So if she doesn't claim the money, it doesn't, it's like from my account, it's gone, it's pending. But I can't do nothing. I can't even cancel. I can do nothing. It's her who's accepted. So I'm telling her, can you just go check and accept it? You scanned me. You're not saying refunding me. I'm like, how am I supposed? How about you come back to the same place and just give me the cash? First of all, I already sent you this money. If you claim that money and take my cash, then I'm getting scammed again. No, that's not happening. All right. And this is sad. Okay. That's number one. Second, she already ruined my reputation with negative whatever star. Which, that's not bad. Obviously, it was 5-star. Now it just dropped to 4.9 or whatever. And now, second, obviously, oh my goodness, I can't believe this actually happened. She was back and forthing me and I had to block her. I literally reported her to Facebook. I'm like, this is harassing the seller because it doesn't make sense. It's written, right? It doesn't add up. After long, like months and months and months, PayPal refunded me the money because she didn't claim it. So whose fault is it? Literally for some couple of bucks, she ruined my reputation. She was threatening me. I'm going to report you to the authority and they'll cancel your license and all that. Dude, really? This is what I deserve for being honest and also getting robbed by some other lady? What kind of karma is that? Anyways, listen, it was wild. It was wild. But then that's when I started realizing, okay, I need to, it's fine. Marketplace is fine, but it's just that there are wild people out there that deals with this thing. And yeah, now you see this robbing. Yeah, I'm pretty much done. Sometimes it's okay, but again, it's not wrong. Marketplaces, if you really want to deal with it, now again you have the verification. If you're verified, that's much better, right? I mean, those were not there back then. You couldn't get all the verification check and all this stuff. But regardless, people can do quite a bunch of crazy stuff. Gas stations and overly populated places might be so-called safer. And police station, of course. Yeah? But yeah, man, this is wild. I got robbed. Imagine people robbing homeless. This is sad, man. What could be more sadder than that? Sushi, you're gonna be homeless soon. Anyways, thanks for watching and be safe during this Christmas and holiday season. I'll see you in the next video.